Hello, so today we're going to start a new perfume oil impression, and this is called SACREDWOOD by KilIan. So this is the indication of the accords or the fragrance. So what I mean by that means that how the perfume smells like, how you describe the perfume. You can describe this perfume via the notes, or we generally call them accords, combination of notes. So we can use the word either accords or the notes, but obviously we will go in detail. There's a technical name, so we will keep this simple. So this is what it is. So how does this perfume smells? Well, it's 65% woody, and as the name it says, the SACREDWOOD. Then about 15% is powdery effect in it, and then it's warm, spicy, lactonic, and then 5% is floral. So this is general view of the perfume. When someone expert in this field, they smell it, they can give these indication. So how do we go about it? So before we do anything, we need a mixture to make something which is woody. So basically what I have in here, I have this is 100 ml, and this mixture that I have whenever it comes to woody, so to me I have so many different options, but this one is a very delicate. I don't want to make it very harsh or too strong that people will complain about, like it's too strong, extraordinary. I need to create something very pleasant and nice and beautiful that will attract people to someone who's wearing this, right? So this one I will start with the obvious option I have for woody effect is ISOE Super. So in this 100 ml, so far what I've done, I've used 30 ml of ISOE Super and then 20 ml of Glycolide. These are my preference for most materials. So this is roughly 50 ml. 30 ml in this one I've used DPG because I'm going to use very strong oud, which is sandalwood basically I will use, which is not oud but sandalwood I will use. So it has a lot of strength in it. So for that I've used more DPG to neutralize the effect of it, but I will control, as you see after, how much actually I will put the sandalwood. Might be very less, but there's a new crystal we're going to introduce today, and stay tuned. So in the next step, within this this mixture, 50% is ISOE Super, and then you have the Glycolide. It's a very light tone woody effect to it, and then 50% I use is our DPG. So at this time it's just a blank canvas with a very mild slight tone of wood. So let's go to the next step. Okay. So this new crystal is cedral acetate. Cedral acetate is a woody, and it has a very mild smell of wood. You can't really smell anything in it, so it's more like a kind of Glycolide tone to it, but it's very different when it mixed with the mixture. So the 50% DPG I've used in a mixture, this is the reason, because I was about to use the crystal. So these crystals, what they will do, they will take the major portion of the DPG, and then it requires mixing in DPG. You can use one way that take 50 ml of DPG and roughly 20 gram of this crystal. So I've calculated it, and that 50 ml mixture of DPG and cedral acetate, this will make into cedral acetate about 50% concentration. So now what we can say that we have roughly 100 ml of the mixture, in which we have 30 ml of ISO Super, 20 ml of Glycerol. You can tone it to 20 ml of ISO Super, and then 30 ml of Glycerol is up to you. So, but I use more ISO Super, and then 50 ml was our DPG. Within that, I've used 20 ml to 30 ml of cedral acetate crystals. So now this one is mixing together, and you can see it's a bit foggy, milky, but you will see it will change. Okay, so the next ingredient to make it woody, because if you see, this perfume is 65% wood. So although it's lighter, but I would need to use something that is very strong wood but very small quantity. So I'm using roughly 7 ml of a pure sandalwood oil in it. I'll wait till it all mixed properly, and then for the next step. The second one I'm using is by Perfumery, and it's sandalwood base. So I'm using only just 5%, and this one is a sweeter kind of a Mysore sandalwood. So this will bring another touch to it. This one goes in there. Roughly 3 to 5 ml is enough for it. It's still very foggy, and it's a lot of it takes a lot of time to mix the crystal properly, so we will wait for the next step. The next stage, what I'm using is aldehyde C14. Well, you need to be very careful when you use these aldehydes. They will take over everything, so you need to be very careful, right? So this is a very strong material, and is a heavy molecules, meaning this will stay last. So you can call this as the hard tone. So I'm using drop by drop, and I'm using only 3 to 4 ml now. And it's if you see the fragrance chart that we had, so lactonic effect I need to create. This will not give the lactonic effects on its own, aldehyde C14, because this has a smell of peach, but obviously when it mixed with sandalwood, it's going to have a lactonic effect, but obviously we need to do more than that. So stay tuned. Okay, so for the warm spicy note, okay, I'm gonna use vanilla after all, and then maybe coumarin. But before that, what I need to do is to balance a lot of things out. For that, I'm using a patchouli oil. So I'm using roughly 4 to 5 ml of patchouli. But bear in mind, the strongest so far in that is our sandalwood. So I'm looking at 20 to 30 drops of patchouli, I would say. Patchouli is very, very strong, obviously, so it will take over everything else that you have. And then you have another strong one is our sandalwood. So you need to be very careful when you use them. Use them in small quantities and see where it's heading. So there's patchouli in it. Let me just see how it smells. Yes, it's coming up nice, but still it's a lot of strong sandalwood smell in it. For the next step. Next one I'm gonna use is ethyl isovalproate. What it does, it will give. Okay, so now what happened? The ethyl isovalproate, it has taken over. Although there were just few drops, but it has the prominence. But this is what heavy molecules do. But this one is kind of a top note as well, you know. So what I'm gonna do now is to mix a warm spicy, and I use vanilla for that. I'm using this as a powder shape because there's a lot of DPG, 50 ml of DPG is already in there, so that will be used as a solvent to mix this powder and crystals. So this will take a bit of time. Okay, so in the last video we saw we added the ethyl vanillin, and then in addition to it, when I smell the perfume, how it feels like or it smells like, it was very lactonic, and the reason was because of the ethyl isovalproate. So it's because of that it has given me the peachy, fruity kind of effect, which I don't want. So I was trying to make something lactonic. So what I had to do was, you know, I've added 30 ml of agarwood in it. So what agarwood did, it balanced it properly, and it's created a smell that is more woody, and in the background you can smell the lactonic effect of it. So we're doing fine in here, so by the look of it, but one thing is missing. We have the warm spicy tone to it, but what I'm missing is basically something to create a powdery effect of. So because it's 10%, so for that I need to find a solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find something that will make a powdery kind of a chord or notes that would be, you know, in the background, because only 10%. So stay tuned. Okay, so I will come to the powdery effect right at the end. Sorry, it's 15%. I said 10%. It's not 10%, it's 15%. So it's quite crucial that we have the powdery effect to it. Now what we have here is a floral 5%. Lactonic 5%, we already achieved that. Woody 65%, we already achieved that. So warm spicy 10%, we already achieved that by putting ethyl vanillin. Now the floral effect. So I'm going to give this into, because it's a lot of wood, and what will neutralize the smell of wood, not too much but little, and it should be floral. The best thing is the rose. So the rose, general acetate you can use. I use the rose accord I made earlier. I can show you that after. General acetate is very nice rosy smell to it, and I can smell it's coming up beautiful. But you see, like, unless you do it, you don't realize, you know, one time it smells bad, and then by putting just one right ingredient in it, it all becomes so powerful and so beautiful, you know. So you have to give a chance and wait, stay with it. Alright guys, so bear in mind we're missing one kind of essence of the powdery effect, but I will come right at the end to it. You know, I have a solution for it, but it needs to be in the right and at the end of the stage. At this stage where it's all beautiful and amazing, at this stage what I'm going to do, if you see the previous two videos, I've used the ladanum in one of the bases. The second one, I made the bathing ape. If you see that, I've used benzoin as balsam. Balsam I use in all of my oils because it's like a dish, a pot where everything stays in and calm, right? Now it brings everything together. So in this oil, the SACREDWOOD by KilIan, and I think it's coming up very nice already. So what I need to do is to create powdery effect, but I need something balsamic as well. So I will choose a balsamic that is very close to powdery effect. Then I can achieve two things. One, I will make a cup, and that cup has a powdery tone to it. So this way, you know, I can achieve both of it. So for this one, I'm going to use the 10 ml of balsamic pure. So this is the one I'm going to use, 10 ml. And this would be our final call to make a SACREDWOOD impression. You see how beautiful this is? The ambery and crystal. Hopefully there's no objects hanging here and there in it. So it has a very golden kind of look. At this time you have the air bubbles. Obviously they will change. And to me, I think, I don't know whether you can see, but to me, I think this one is amazing. The smell is awesome. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to run it in a very low turn. So the speed is very low. So for this one, I'm going to change gradually, very slow speed. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get rid of the air bubbles to see if there's something that I need to give time. Some things have not mixed well, so this is the test I need to run. So I just reduced the speed to low, and I don't know whether you can see, I can see something is in there, but it's transparent and it's just moving. I don't know what it is. So it might be one of the crystals that hasn't mixed yet. So I need to give time. So I use normally medium turning for it. Because if you do very fast turning, it creates the friction heat, which I think is not good. Yes, it is rose. I can smell wood, obviously is the main, but rose and ionic are still taking over. So basically, this is the thing. At one time it was smelling beautiful, but then it changed slight a bit, and then the ionic has taken over a bit more, you know. So next time, ionic kind of thing, electronic, not ionic, sorry. The electronic effect needs to be a bit reduced, which you can control by ethyl isobutyrate. This is the culprit, you know, that has a lot of drama and tantrum in it. So what I need to do, basically, I've used two kind of woods, the oil. One is the agarwood and one is the sandalwood. So now the ionic is causing the electronic is causing the problem. So the best solution for me here is to use the sandalwood, because initially I used sandalwood very low because it was very, very strong. So I will increase the tone of sandalwood. Agarwood needs to be there, which is already I put in 30 ml. So the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to add some sandalwood. Alright guys, so what I've done, I have various kind of sandalwood. Some are very sweet, some are pure harsh sandalwood. For this one I used very small quantities initially of sandalwood, which was very strong and harsh. Harsh, when I say it, means there is no sweetness to it. But then to change the tone, I use a base of sandalwood, which is sweeter Mesur kind of sandalwood by Florel. So I use that, but about 5 ml, 4 to 5 ml. But now I'm going to use 30 ml of a sweet sandalwood to it. So this will balance everything together. This smells amazing so far, man. And you see that it's all crystallized, transparent, and it's this is the thing I wanted. So stay tuned for the next step. Okay, so what's happening? That our oil is coming beautifully transparent, and the smell is nice. I can smell agarwood, I can smell the rich sandalwood, and the lactonic effect stays in the background, but it's a kind of a middle tone. And something I don't smell but very slight, that's the rose effect, because I remember that I put rose in it, that's why I remember it, or I can smell it. But this can be a mind is playing trick on your mind, on you. But now what I'm going to do, because I want this to be changed a bit, I want to create something really nice and sweet but woody, but not too sweet obviously, but it's a sacred wood. It needs to have a pleasant relaxing effect to it. What I have used is dihydromercinol, and I've gone crazy, and that's roughly 45 ml. Well, dihydromercinol will give sweetness to it, and it mixes well with sandalwood and agarwood. So let's see what happened there. Here we go. Now this is a stage where this all can go wrong, so I need to be careful. I'm not using all at once. I'm testing it. Does it change the main theme of the perfume? It doesn't. Yes, it's going far. Good so far. There we go. So we have 40 ml of dihydromercinol. Wow. This is magical. This is beautiful. Now at this stage, the top note. Well, top note is something that people smell at once, right? So this thing can be a new effect of KilIan SACREDWOOD, and I'm just thinking what else can go in there that will make it even more memorable perfume. So far the quantity has gone into 250 ml, which is a bit of concern for me because I didn't plan to make it 250 ml. But obviously this is how it changes. Remember that you have to add a lot of things in it. Some are in crystal form, some are in liquid form, so it can change. Now the last thing, I think it needs to have a top note that is significant, like, you know, the people can remember that. So it's hot outside, it's a summer in UK, so why not use something citrusy, but citrus that has a very good relation with sandalwood. So there are different kind of citruses. Bergamot, you have lime, you have lemon, and then you have so many different kind of citrusy, lemony, orangey smells. So what I need to do is to give a tone of a very small hint, because that's a top note. It will come in for a short time, and then it will go away, and then the original perfume will come back. So this is the thing that I want to try. I'm trying to create. So I will look into my cupboard, see what I have, and then I come back to you. Alright guys, so I found citronella, and it's from Java, from dried grass produced from distillation. Okay, it smells beautiful. It's a grassy thing, but it has a kind of the peeling of lime, but not typical lime. It's lemonish, it's orangey, and it's amazing, you know. It's just like I love it. So for this one, I'm gonna use this as 10 ml. Don't be afraid to put 10 ml in it, because the reason is this 10 ml is a top note. This will not stay for long. This will go away after. So there we go. It's all in. It's about 10 ml. Wow. To be honest, at this stage, the whole thing smells amazing, you know. And then it's, yes, woody, it's fresh, and And then lactonic is very on the background, you see. I can't smell roses, you know, there's no hint of floral or anything like that. But I'm not going to put any floral because it will ruin the whole top knot. So that's it, guys. Sacred Wood by KilIan. Woody, powdery, warm, spicy, lactonic, floral, and with the top of citrus. This is the thing that how we changed an impression to something better the way we wanted. It suits your seasons. For example, if it's in winter, you can change it into more woody, keep it into more woody, floral. Or if it's summer, you know, obviously like here we have too much high temperatures, then I want to keep it into more kind of fresh, citrusy but woody. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for the next perfume impression we'll do. Alright, guys, so after doing the oil, which is here, so what I need to do is to make a 70 ml of perfume. This is for me to test, see how it's going to perform when it turns into perfume. Obviously, they both need maturity. Oil needs maturity along with the perfume itself. So at this stage, when I make a fresh oil which is not mature yet, I just do a test run. So it's 20 ml of the oil itself, and within that we're going to add our base. And the video on how to make this base is in our previous videos, you can see. So this is oil and the base together, and this one goes into the perfume. Yep, so basically I'll mix it. This is just the oil, 20 ml, and then we have the pre-made mix base. So at this time what I can smell is very orangey, but this will change after, as we say, you know, this is a top knot, and on purpose I made this orangey woody effect to it. So when someone likes something that is woody, you know, they will say, okay, yeah, well this one is not just woody, this one is orangey. But after using the perfume, they will realize, oh yes, this is a lot of wood in it. Because, you know, the after effects of that is when the orangey top knot is gone. What you can smell is a lot of wood in it. So let me just because I'm right-handed. So now this perfume, obviously it's not mature. It needs a lot of time. A lot of things needs to be done. This is amazing. This one, I can smell powdery after the orangey, and then it opens up as woody, sweet sandalwood. Well, sometimes you make something very, very nice. Well, guys, stay tuned, and if you want to learn perfumery, these are the experiments that we do. And obviously respect the brands. You can't use their brand name. This is not exactly their brand perfume, or we just use their indication, like, you know, how most likely you can make as a hobbyist. So for that purpose, learning purposes, we're making it, bear in mind. So we're not selling them, we're just using them as okay, how to do perfumery. Obviously there's a lot of great perfumers out there, and some people, they have this talent, they have a very good nose, they can smell a lot of tones within a perfume. To a normal person, it's not possible. So those guys who have not tested it, I want you to try. Buy some cheap ingredients, because it's just a hobby, it's not for professionals, you know. So before you do anything, you at least learn. So I'm going to use the oil I've made. I'll put this in bottle and let it mature. Perfume goes with me at home. I'll put it in the freezer and see what's the performance like, how it's coming up. So thank you very much again for watching, and please subscribe, like and share our videos. It's a new channel, obviously it needs a lot of promotion, so I request you, if you like my videos, recommend to your friends and family, and hopefully we'll bring more. My target is to do as many impression of different perfumes as possible, so let's see what happens there. Thank you very much again. Bye.